Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek. A quick show today. I say that every time, don't I? But, whatever. 3 stories. A Star Wars, a Star Trek, and a James Bond story. So let's get into an intro. And I'm back. Right, off we go. Oh, I can never find my window thing. There we go. Right, this is John Boyega talking. I should have scrolled back to the top, shouldn't I? Right, John Boyega. Right, it wasn't something you bring up. John Boyega admits he felt like an elephant in the room when he faced racist backlash for his Star Wars role, as he insists he'll never play Finn again. I'll have things to say about this, but we'll read it first. This is the Daily Mail. As usual, all the links will be in the description. And don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, hit the notification bell, and all that would be hugely appreciated. Right, John Boyega has admitted he felt like an elephant in the room when he was the subject of racist backlash for his portrayal of Finn in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. There's always going to be racists online, isn't there? There's always going to be trolls online and racist trolls. You just ignore them, don't you? I know it's easier said than done, but you do. But the vast majority of Star Wars fans didn't have a problem with John Boyega, in Star Wars, in The Force Awakens. I mean, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was great. I loved his story, and I was really excited about where it could go. But they buggered that up, didn't they? But anyway, right, the British actor, 30, is he only 30? Crikey, that makes me feel old. Played the hero in 3 films from 2015 to 2019, but went on to reveal he doesn't think he'll be playing the character again. Speaking with John Fugelsang, on his Sirius XM radio show, John admitted that when he was trolled, I don't know, it wasn't a conversation he could being up. You mean bring up? There's a lot of spelling mistakes in this, isn't there? Onto and being up. It wasn't a conversation he could bring up at Disney, but he feels this has changed after they spoke out in support of Obi-Wan Kenobi star Moses Ingram. He began. Well, the thing is, they speak out, but they shouldn't do. They should ignore it. They should ignore trolls. Social media should be ignored by the entertainment industry unless it's for, like promotion, advertising, saying, we've got a product coming out, watch it, or consume it, or whatever. They shouldn't interact in any other way. They should just ignore them. He began by explaining his thoughts on social media as a whole, stating, right now you go on social media, it feels like algebra to me. 2 + 2 is 4. That's not algebra, that's just arithmetic, isn't it? Algebra is like, A plus B equals XY. That's algebra, isn't it? If you do this, that means this. Women like this. Women think like this, men think like this, and that simplicity with such intricate talking points, it throws me off. It's a rocky road, he said. That's why you should ignore it. Host Fugelsang, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, brought up Moses Ingram, who played Inquisitor Reaver in the Star Wars series Obi-Wan Kenobi earlier this year, and was himself subject to racist attacks from trolls online. But in my experience, the attacks on Moses Ingram weren't attacks on Moses Ingram. They were attacks on the character of Reaver, who were a rubbish character in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, but anyway, there he is. Scroll down, see, and there's tweets. He mentioned that Disney had a plan when Ingram was attacked, referring to the studio's rare statement via Star Wars Twitter where they called out racist trolls. We are proud to welcome Moses Ingram to the Star Wars family and excited for Reaver's story to unfold. And that's where they should have left it. If anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say, we resist. And they shouldn't have said that. The first tweet read, there are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be a racist. Their statement ended with the second tweet. They shouldn't have said that either. The tweet earned a mixed response from fans, with radio show host Dana Loesch, apologies, pointing out how members of its promotions team diminished characters of colour to ensure the film will be profitable in China. Which they did, it's true. Even, John Boyega's picture on the American and UK posters for The Force Awakens. It were massive in it because he's one of the main characters in it. He's the second lead in it, along with Rey, Daisy Ridley, and Adam Driver's Kylo Ren. I suppose you could. They were the three main characters, weren't they? And he was appropriately large enough on the UK and US Western posters. But in China, it was shrunk down, made tiny. I think replaced, I don't know, I think by the Death Star or whatever, Starkiller Base or whatever. Replaced by something else and shrunk down. Because China's racist. Genuinely, it is. And you can say that. Host Fugelsang suggested that Disney's inaction with Boyega's trolls led to them taking a more proactive approach with Ingram. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. But that's the piece that I felt. Moses Ingram being protected makes me feel protected. Do you understand what I'm saying? John explained. Sorry, an insect. The house has been bothered with these tiny little insects flying about. I don't know if I have to fumigate or something. I don't know. I keep spraying with fly spray, but they keep coming back. It makes me feel like, okay, cool, I'm not the elephant in the room, because when I started it, wasn't really a conversation you could bring up. How they went through it. It was kind of like, let's just be silent. It wasn't a conversation you could bring up, Boyega said. Well, this is it, though, but it's, as I said, it's like a minority in it of online trolls, that bring up, that play the racist card. And they should be ignored. You shouldn't add fuel to their fire. You shouldn't give them the satisfaction that that you've seen their tweets or or Facebook posts or whatever. You should just ignore them, and they'll go away. Referencing Obi-Wan Kenobi star Ewan McGregor's own support of co-star Ingram, John added, "But now, to see how blatant it is to see Ewan McGregor come and support is it for me. Fulfills my time when I didn't get the support." The Attack the Block star insisted he doesn't feel bitter that Disney opted to support Ingram but kept quiet on the racist trolling he received. Referencing a lesson his father taught him, he added, "It makes me feel like sometimes you are that guy, and my dad taught me that. Sometimes you're not the guy to get the blessing, and sometimes you are Moses, You lead the people to the mountain, but you see the destination. You don't get to go in, you get others to go in, and that's where you'll get your happiness from. And for me to see other people accepted, and then at the same time to see that the studios now are like, okay, cool, this is not an elephant in the room conversation, we need to support our black client, it's fantastic." John then went on to reveal that it's unlikely he will revisit the character of Finn in the future, following the conclusion of the sequel trilogy with The Rise of Skywalker, The Rise of Palpatine. In 2019, he added, "At this point, I'm cool off it. Cool off it. Is this English? I'm good off it. And I'm old. I don't understand these young people speak. And I think Finn is at a good confirmation point where you can just enjoy him in other things, the games, the animation. But I feel like, 7 to 9 was good for me." And that's it. I'm not sure I entirely agree with him. As I said, you should ignore online trolls. You give them the satisfaction of acknowledging them, and it puts wind in the sails, whereas you should deflate them and just ignore them, and they'll go away eventually. All this, whether, tweeting, stuff like that, it just gives them more agency to carry on, and you shouldn't. You should just ignore them. Right, we'll move on. On to Star Trek, right? Rumour of Kelvin timeline show surfaces. I'm sure this is nonsense, but we'll have a read. The history of Star Trek is filled with shows and films that were rumoured but never came to be, and now word of a new proposal has made its way online. On August 23rd, Giant Freaking Robot published an exclusive claiming that a new television show is being planned that would feature the cast of the so-called Kelvin timeline, which has so far existed only in the films created by J.J. Abrams. The crap films created by J.J. Abrams. Although I did kind of enjoy Star Trek Beyond. But it wasn't perfect. There were a lot I didn't like about it, but that was the best of them. Started with Star Trek in 2009 and followed by Star Trek Into Darkness in 2013 and Star Trek Beyond. In 2016, the Kelvin timeline featured familiar characters like Kirk, Spock, Bones and Scotty, played by new actors. Chris Pine has led the cast with support from the likes of Zachary Quinto and Simon Pegg. A fourth film has long been discussed, but ongoing contract negotiations have kept it from becoming a reality. Giant Freaking Robots report says Paramount executives are now interested in moving away from the big screen and bringing the Kelvin timeline to television via the Paramount Plus streaming service. Well, yeah, obviously. Which is home to the other 5 Trek shows currently in production. Other shows in development. A Kelvin timeline show would bring the number of Trek shows in development to 3. A show focusing on cadets at Starfleet Academy. Oh, God. I always groan when I see that, because every generation of Star Trek, they always talk about, let's do a Starfleet Academy show, and I always think, oh, God, I don't want to see that. And another starring Michelle Yeoh's Philippa Georgiou as a member of the secretive Section 31, it's not happening, are both reportedly in the works as well. They're not. These 2 shows will be spin-offs of Discovery, which saw its 4th season broadcast this year. The Giorgio character has been recurring since season 1, when her Prime Universe self was replaced by the decidedly more cruel Mirror Universe version. And I liked the original Captain Giorgio. It's a shame they killed her off. They shouldn't have done. But they couldn't have 2 running about, I suppose, could they? Or could they? They could have. Season 4 of Discovery also laid some of the groundwork for a Starfleet Academy show, having the character Sylvia Tilly, played by Mary Wiseman, leave her duties on Starship Discovery to take on an assignment training cadets. Oh, God, don't. It'll be awful. Rumours that never came to be. As tantalising as a Kelvin timeline show might be to some fans, they would do well to remember that many Trek shows and films that never made it past the discussion stage. Oh, yeah, that. Going all the way back to the original series, a planned sequel show called Phase 2 gave fans hope. The series never materialised, but ideas from it were used for the animated Trek series of the early 1970s and for Star Trek the Motion Picture. Famous Trek fans, Seth MacFarlane and Quentin Tarantino. What's the matter with people these days? Don't they have proofreaders, for crying out loud? Were also long rumoured to be attached to the Star Trek projects. MacFarlane's idea for the show never took hold with Paramount, but eventually found a home at Fox and later Hulu in the form of The Orville, which is, is good. Tarantino still speaks about his vision. Sorry, I've got a tickly nose again. I need to trim my moustache. Tarantino speaks about his vision for a Trek timeline, but no serious action toward making it a reality has happened, because it'd be rubbish. A Quentin Tarantino Star Trek film would be rubbish, it would. Because, it's apples and oranges, isn't it? It should never combine. More Trek is coming. Even if a Kelvin timeline show never gets off the ground, Trek fans will have a lot of content to view. Season 3 of Lower Decks is set to begin streaming new episodes on August 25th. Oh, God, when's that? Oh, that's tomorrow. And Season 2 of Strange New Worlds wrapped filming in July. Yeah, I like Strange New World. Apart from that last episode of Season 1, which I didn't like. So there, that's it. So they're thinking about, or there's rumours of, a Kelvin timeline TV show. I don't think it'll happen. They can't afford these. Well, can't afford him. Probably him. And him. Maybe, I don't know. But they can't afford them. Not for TV. Not for TV. Right. And finally, on to James Bond. If the latest James Bond rumour is true, it may explain why Henry Cavill, Tom Hardy may be out. Because I saw a thing on Twitter or Facebook yesterday. I can't remember. A big thing about Henry Cavill. He was confirmed as the new James Bond. And I thought, it'll be all over the news, and it won't, obviously. Right, the search for the next 007 to lead the James Bond movies continues to heat up, especially with the rumour mill starting to supposedly narrow the field, with whispers hinting at the next Bond casting aiming for an actor in their early 30s. Favourites like Henry Cavill, Idris Elba and Tom Hardy might be out of the running. Like I say, there were talk of Tom Holland, wasn't there? I don't know if this article mentions it. Should the latest rumour surrounding the franchise be true, it could explain why this specific approach is being taken. A couple of big changes have been made in the hopes of ensuring 007 will be on the big screen for at least 15 more years, bringing the series to its 75th anniversary in 2037. Per reporting from The Mirror, a deal has been made between distributor MGM, Amazon, and Warner Brothers for the international distribution rights to the James Bond franchise. Set to kick in with Bond 27, this partnership clearly needs a young Commander Bond that can hang in there for the long term. Another reason Henry Cavill and Tom Hardy might be out is because of their own notoriety with other franchises. Not their fault, is it? Bringing in a younger, less burdened actor could help ensure that producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson get the James Bond series back onto its former schedule of a new film every 2 years. That's exactly what some fans have been hoping for in the post-Daniel Craig era. Oh no, I didn't. I thought that had done then. Though Craig is the record holder for the longest Bond on record, the man only has 5 007 adventures to his credit. The gaps between his films, particularly the record-tying one between Spectre and No Time to Die, tended to make James Bond fans anxious about the franchise's health. Yeah, but COVID had a lot to do with that, didn't it? Should the next actor in the tuxedo actually stick it out for 15 years with the more traditional release model, we might see the first actor to tie or break the record-setting 7-movie run of James Bond's Roger Moore era. But there's still some time before the future of 007 kicks into high gear, as Barbara Broccoli has set Bond 26's production for 2024, while some were hoping for the wheels to turn a little faster. At the very least, a keen long-term strategy seems to be in play. James Bond will return. It's just a question of when and how. 2 queries that seem to narrow down to a concrete answer with every day that passes. For now, the 60th anniversary of James Bond continues to be celebrated through all sorts of manners. Amazon Prime subscribers can get in on that fun themselves, as all but one 007 adventure are currently streaming through that platform's library. You have to pay for them, though. You know, they're not on Prime. You have to pay for them. I think only No Time to Die is on Prime. There's also several books that are continuing the literary tradition of the franchise, like author Kim Sherwood's Double or Nothing, which is slated for release in the UK in early September, and that's that. But yeah, I saw there were rumours that Tom Holland were in talks to be the new James Bond, you know, a younger Bond. But I don't see the point myself. They should just have Bond as an established agent. They did the whole... You know, Daniel Craig started, didn't he, in Casino Royale. It was his first adventure. He'd just been made a 007, and then we followed his 007 career up to its conclusion in No Time to Die. And now they should just reboot the franchise and just start it like in Doctor No. It was just James Bond was just there in mid-career. He was already an established agent. He was already the best. They should just do that. Just kick it off with a bang. James Bond's out doing things. Never mind all this, origin story nonsense. Just get on with it and give us a James Bond film, a globe-trotting James Bond film. Right. So that's it. A quick one again. Right. We'll leave it there. So wherever you are in the universe, look after each other, and until next time, I'll say thee.